Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of the SharpSHOOTers. As always, we're your hosts, Danny and Juice. How you doing tonight, Juice?
I'm doing good. I'm fired up. Dynamite last night got Collision in about 57 minutes. You have a ton of wrestling this weekend. So
Ton of wrestling.
I'm going to let you all know really quick how this is going to work. No last point standing tonight.
Ah!
We're only going to be doing predictions for both Evolution on the WWE side and All In on the AEW side. So
Which
we'll go
means,
match by match,
yeah,
and we're going to be very in depth. We're going to make live picks. We're not going to throw them up like we have been doing. We're going to go back to how we were originally doing it tonight, to go one by one and make our picks live in the moment.
yes.
And as always, we reserve the right to change our picks along the way if anything comes up or changes on the TV along the way. And and depending how much time we have left at the end, we can maybe see if we could squeeze in anything else involving Super Card of Honor, Saturday night's main event, anything else that maybe is not included with these pay-per-view matches. So
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Before we get started, all of that, real quick
Mhm.
shout out to Accept the Win for being the official band of the podcast. Thank you guys. You hear them before and after the show and during the breaks. You go there, YouTube. They have, I believe, one music video, maybe two. I don't remember how many, but they have some. So please go check them out. And if you have not already done so, please go below and subscribe. If you look in the chat and you have Amazon Prime, it helps you out. It'll tell you exactly how to do it. You can only do it on a desktop, though, not on your phone. So please help us out. It costs you nothing if you have Prime and helps us out so much. So please get there and do that. And since we're only talking about the pay-per-views, at least on the WWE side, that means pretty much anything involving men's this week, we're not going to be really discussing. Saturday night's main event, we don't predict because that's not a pay-per-view for us, and NXT we don't predict either. So we're not going to really be talking about too many men's stuff. I know really Raw, nothing too crazy happened anyway on the men's side, so nothing to really talk about there. On SmackDown, just really the Wyatt Six stuff and the tag team division. That's really mainly it. So we're not really missing much on the men's side anyway for WWE. So we're fine with that. With all that
Good.
being said, let's get right into it because we got a big night.
All right.
So predictions, blam. Yep, I knew that was going to happen. Hold
By
on.
the way, everybody, as we're going along, if you have predictions on your own, throw your predictions in the chat. Let us know what you think, because some of these I have no idea myself.
I'm not going to lie, especially the WWE ones. Well, really just this first one, I'm not really sure because I don't really watch NXT. So just this first one, I'm not really too sure where I'm going with that. But after that, it's all whatever.
Yeah. So here's what I do know.
Juice, if you could do me a quick favor and just X out of the Excel sheet because I think that, yep, there you go. You're all good.
I'll never. You can't tell me what to do. Okay, so here's what I do know about this match. That in about 2 weeks at TNA Slammiversary, Masha Slamovich is going to be wrestling the winner of this match. And that match is going to be the TNA Women's title versus the NXT Women's title.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
going to be, they're doing title for title where the winner is going to be both NXT and TNA Women's Champion.
That's not annoying at all.
Yeah. So based on the hit, I'm inclined to think Jordan Grace here, but then also Jordan Grace is currently doing this tag team buddy partnership thing with what do you call it? Blake Monroe.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they're playing a long game there where Blake will beat Jordan, but I almost want to pick JC and then Masha beats JC, but I don't know. So that's where I'm at. I don't know.
I was thinking just Jordan Grace, just because we've been saying how JC Jane is definitely some kind of interim champion. We don't really like her. Even from now watching, I know I'm not a big fan of hers, just from the little I've seen her before that. So I was going to pick Jordan Grace regardless, but now that you told me more of that info, I think Jordan Grace is the one you do go with for a match, for a big match like that. So I'm going to stick with my Jordan Grace pick.
Yeah, I guess I'm just Are they really gonna have Jordan win the NXT one and then like a week later win the TNA one? Or they're gonna have JC retain and then have Masha win both from JC? And that's why I'm a little thrown off. I feel like Jordan's too easy. So if
Go with your gut.
yeah, put me down for Jordan for now. I'll keep thinking about it, but Jordan makes the bigger marquee sense. But I think JC would be the more fun route to take. But
Makes
I'll give me
sense.
Jordan for now. All right, next up.
Next up, we
triple
got-
threat match.
Go ahead.
No, I was a triple threat match for the women's IC title. Becky defending against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria.
So for this, some background if you haven't been watching too much is obviously Becky beat Lyra for it. Bayley came back a few weeks after. We talked about that. And then Bayley and Lyra have actually been kind of feuding and kind of butting heads, arguing over, like, you know, Bayley's true intentions, arguing over who deserves a title match. Pretty much just like the title dividing friends storyline. Not a bad one. They're both doing their part very well. And yeah, it's come down to it's not going to be like a friends versus Becky thing. It really is like everyone's in it for themselves. Everyone's kind of feuding with each other kind of situation right now.
Give me Becky.
Give you Becky. Yeah, I 100% agree. I do think Becky is retaining. I think she just started with the title. It doesn't make sense for them to take it off her already. Just to put it back on Lyra.
I think I wouldn't hate that, but I think if you're gonna do a title change, you're gonna do it at SummerSlam in like a month anyway. So yeah,
That's fair. SummerSlam's only like 3 weeks afterward, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So annoying. Speaking of annoying, this next match, just annoying on multiple levels. We have the Fatal 4-Way for the Women's Tag Team title match, where we had the Judgment Day, which is technically a newly crowned Tag Team champion because Roxanne Perez just took the spot, versus a newly formed team this past Friday night on SmackDown, which is Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, versus a team from NXT that I don't know anything about, Sol Ruka and Zarya. And they are facing also from Raw the newly reformed Kabuki Warriors, which answers the question why Io Sky didn't challenge Asuka, because they need her for this tag team title match, which I don't understand why, because you put in Flair and Bliss in here, but whatever.
Yep.
Thoughts? What are your thoughts before you choose anything?
Well, obviously, Liv getting hurt made this match even happen because it was probably supposed to be Liv and Nikki 1-on-1, or it was going to be Liv and Raquel versus the Bella Twins, but that didn't work out.
Yes.
So I'm going with Flair and Bliss. I just think they're going to go that direction with it. I think they're going to give them that to do because, yeah, I don't know. I don't think Roxanne and Raquel are going to hold it much longer.
No, I completely agree with you. That's my pick as well. From the way everything seems, there's no reason to give it to the Kabuki Warriors. That's just, you're putting Asuka in the match just to make sure you get like a good match out of there. I think the writing's on the wall for Roxanne to kind of cost them the belts, and they don't win. And I highly doubt an NXT team is going to be the ones who walk out of here with the tag team belts. So I do think it's going to be Charlotte and Bliss. This whole Charlotte Bliss segment, though, is so strange. I don't like the way it's been formed. It's been a very strange little storyline these two are doing. And part of me wonders if the current interview that Charlotte Flair did, where she tried to seem more vulnerable, if that's playing a hand, because it seems like they're trying to turn her more babyface right now by pairing her with Bliss and trying to get her some more crowd cheers.
Yeah, well, good luck with that.
I agree. I think it's a terrible idea, but yeah.
Well, all right, moving on.
Moving on, we have the women's battle royal for a title match at Clash at Paris. And one interesting note here is that, like you said before, and I think this affects this match also, Nikki Bella is an official participant in this match, which is very interesting because, like you just said, pretty sure she was penciled in to face Alexa Bliss here, and now, instead of being the tag team title match at all, they're putting her down to the battle royal, which makes me think, Do they think Bliss will be back in time and maybe put the belt on her and have Bella win here?
You mean Liv?
Liv. I said Bliss. Liv. I meant Liv.
No, I think Liv's out for like a year almost. She's out for
No
a bit.
way. She had a separated shoulder.
Yeah. No, I heard serious and she needed surgery. I heard she's out at least until January.
Oh, I thought it was like 6 months.
Well, I mean, it's only been like a month.
Yeah, I granted, I wasn't sure. Well, Clash at Paris is
In a
2?
month. Either way, it's too far out.
Oh, okay.
No, it's at the end of August. They're doing it before Labor Day weekend.
Jay
Like the
DeFalco
31st
saying,
of
almost
August.
saying this PLE is meaningless. WWE would never. Bliss is stuck in the Charlotte Flair vortex.
Yep. All right.
sucks.
So about this match, now I don't think it's been made official, but from what I've heard, it's gonna be 20 women. Like that's the number that's on it. It's not an unlimited amount. And so far, we have these announced participants: Stephanie Vicaire, Ivy Nile, Nia Jax, Nikki Bella, Natalia, Maxine Dupree, Kalani Jordan, Jada Parker, Lola Vice, Lash Legend, Izzy Dame, Tatum Paxley, Zelina Vega, Julia, Candice LeRae. So apparently 15 out of the 20 names announced, and you'd like to think the rest are going to be probably just legends.
Mm-hmm.
So I think your winner's already in that set.
Yes, I
So-
agree with that.
What do you think?
I honestly think Bella has a very good chance of winning this. Because I think they're going to try to draw her out and use her for a little bit. I don't know who else. I'm gonna look up the list because I know I didn't memorize everyone's name.
I could read them again. if
Yeah,
you
read them
want.
one more time.
Stephanie Vicaire, Ivy Nile, Nia Jax, Nikki Bella, Natalia, Maxine Dupree, Zelina Vega, Julia, Candice LeRae, and then from NXT you have Kalani Jordan, Jada Parker, Lola Vice, Lash Legend, and Izzy Dame.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with Bella there, man. I mean, if you're doing a title
Okay.
shot, you're not gonna go with someone new for Clash at Paris because like those international ones, you always try to put like big names for those crowds. So
All right.
really, Nia Jax might be the only other plausible one, and she's been in the title scene so much she does not need to be there. She just had a title match recently again. Like she does not need to be back in the title picture. So I think I'm gonna go with Nikki Bella.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Stephanie Vicaire.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't think they go the Nikki route. I think Nikki's gonna have her Legends appearance and yeah. So
I just don't think it's going to be a one and done for her. I don't know.
I think so. I think things didn't plan out with Brie, and it didn't go the way she wanted. So
Interesting. All right. Next up, we have the no hold bars match between Jade Cargill and Naomi.
the way you said it, no hold bars. Don't hold
No.
those bars.
No holds barred match.
There it is. Yeah, this is easy for me. Jade Cargill. I think she's gonna get her win. I'd like to think logically she's gonna get her win here, building up to the SummerSlam title match, where maybe Naomi can play her role later on. But I think for this one, I think Jade has to win here to keep momentum going.
It wouldn't make
But-
any sense for Jade not to win here.
Yeah, and you can't even say unless Naomi cheats because it's no holds barred.
It would
So
make zero sense. I would be
Jade really-
so annoyed.
Jade should really win to have that impression of like putting it behind her.
I agree.
And then going into that, but then still getting screwed. So yeah, Jade should win.
Also,
yeah.
going along with the WWE trope of like whoever has the briefcase usually loses for a while, usually goes on a little bit of a losing streak just to like
Yeah.
make it seem like it's not possible. So this would also fit into that. So if Jade does win at SummerSlam, then Naomi cashes in there. That'd be pretty interesting.
All right.
And question, since we're running through this pretty smoothly, I'm gonna interrupt real quick and ask. No holds barred. Someone brought up. What were your feelings about it? Are they doing this match wrong? Should this not be a no DQ, no count out? It should just be that certain moves are not barred in the ring.
I mean, I've already said that stipulation. I never really put too much thought into it. They're all the same thing. No holds bar, no DQ,
That's why
street
it's
fight,
annoying.
extreme rules. I don't really care. There's enough to be annoyed about in wrestling. That is just something that, me personally, I'm just like, okay, whatever.
I was trying to get a rise out of him, guys.
It's a
Sorry.
hardcore match. Yeah, no, no
All right.
rise.
Two more matches left. And these two matches, I know for us, we were talking on the podcast, I think are the most annoying as far as how they were made on TV or off. I don't care. The fact that these two matches are happening, I think, is a joke that Trish Stratus gets a title shot because... Yeah, I don't know why. I was hoping you would tell me. No idea
She's
why.
a legend, and Tiffy picked her, and
Yeah.
respect, and blah blah blah.
Great.
Either way,
Haven't even seen her in months.
I'll make this part easy. I think both these women retain,
Mhm.
Tiffy and Io. I don't think any titles are changing here, so you can put me down for Tiffy and Io to retain.
I 100% agree with you. Rhea Ripley, though, being picked, and we talked about that also, very annoying. Doesn't even make sense.
Well, I would argue
I mean,
not
makes
making
more
sense.
sense.
It makes sense because the whole story has been Io always has Rhea's number, so of course Io would feel comfortable picking Rhea, and Rhea should feel insulted about that. Now, have they brought that up on TV? I don't know, but that's the angle.
So Evolution
annoying, but I
is
get it.
in 3 days, 4 days, let's say, Thursday, 3 days.
It's on Sunday night. Yep.
So 3 days. And their big segment for Io and Rhea on Raw was a video package that they both had explaining their history.
Well, because it's one of those things like WrestleMania where it's like there's nothing left to say.
Exactly.
They just show you. I mean, they can still do something on SmackDown, which because they don't care anymore who's on what. The last thing I'll say about Evolution is I will give credit where credit is due. 7-match pay-per-view.
Yes.
Good stuff.
And I also want to point something out, and I think because I forgot if it was you or someone else who sent me the attendance, like the ticket sales for Evolution, because they were like really not great. And
Yep.
the big reason,
Outstanding.
and I realize this, you're putting everything in one weekend at the same location. I would have had Evolution at a different city. I would have spread out the pay-per-views because most people will attend a one-night thing. Like, you'll get more people trying to go there if it's a one-night thing than if they have a choice between Saturday Night's Main Event and then Evolution, also NXT. Like, if I have more options, I'm going to pick one over the other depending on how much money I have. If I only have one option, I'm going to try to get to a WWE event if I'm a big fan.
I get it, but at this point, we're so far gone from like the industry now is basically like a one-stop shop for a weekend, like an event thing. That just wouldn't happen. But I get what I get what you're going at. Yeah, well, I think a lot of factors played into it. Obviously, there's a Beyonce concert going on at the same time across the street from the venue the same night. That is absolutely going to hurt ticket sales.
That is crazy that they didn't even.
They probably did know. They just didn't care. And it's wild because, yeah, the ticket sales, like, it's the same venue back-to-back nights, and half the crowd is going for Evolution compared to Saturday Night's Main Event, which, I'm sorry, but Evolution actually looks like a decent card on paper.
No, it really does. And they've built up a lot of these matches very well. I haven't really complained. Besides the title matches, a lot of the women's wrestling stuff has been good on WWE recently. The Cargill Naomi stuff, I'm not a big fan of Cargill. We know that, but they've been doing that storyline very well. Naomi, the only thing I don't like with Naomi is that she is too caution taped. They make her look almost like Owen Hart when he was with the Nation of Domination. And it just doesn't look, I hate the caution tape look. It's weird. And the women's title match. And the women's title match obviously had to get changed for various reasons. But, like, I'm just not crazy about these tag teams that are in the women's title match. It doesn't make sense. But it's overall going to be a solid card. And I think they're going to have good matches. Just a shame that put it where
I will say, for what it's worth, I think a lot more things on this card do make sense than what you're saying. But I understand the frustration of it being thrown together. But I think things do make sense. It's just not ideal for what we're...
Well, I mean, again, I've only mentioned 3 matches. So out of those 3, what don't you agree with? The tag team match?
Well, no, not that I don't agree with. Just that you were saying like the tag teams in the matches don't make sense, but like I don't know what else would you do? There's no tag division, so
That's
what
I
doesn't
mean,
make
but that's
sense?
the problem. That's what I'm saying. Like you're throwing together these tag teams and it makes sense and don't make sense. Flair and Bliss, I still don't agree. I think that's a tag team that makes the least amount of sense. Asuka, obviously, and Kabuki Warriors, that makes sense. We just that shouldn't be where Asuka is for this pay-per-view, the way they were building it up with her. And I have no idea again about Ruka and Zarya, so I can't
Yeah,
give an opinion about those
oh,
two.
that is fair. But,
And then
all
one
right,
more thing before we go to break really quick, because I just thought about it, and it was something I was going to say at the top before we talked about Evolution. But
sure.
just to give you some great WWE logic, on SmackDown, how they brought in Rey Fenix is now in a tag team with Andrade, because that's the writing they have. Bring in two brothers, that's a great tag team, split them up, and then put one of them in another tag team. Awesome.
Okay. See you all in a few minutes. We're going to commercial break. When we come back, we're going to be making our picks for AEW All In Live. So stay tuned. Be back shortly.
BRB. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our all-in portion of our predictions night. And we are starting off with the Casino Men's Gauntlet match. By the way, can I just say, I love the stipulation for the Gauntlets match. It's one of my favorite, like, new stipulations that AEW's brought in, that, like, you can just win the match at any time. It's very fun. With that being said, I want to go MJF, but I don't. Like, of all the other participants that they've announced, it's only been Bandito, Brody King, Mystico, and Ricochet. Ricochet is another choice that I've been thinking about, depending like where the match is. But that's just from the announced guys. From the unannounced guys, who knows? So I want to go MJF for now. What are you thinking?
MJF just feels like such the obvious choice.
I know. That's why I'm like, eh.
And I just don't think. I think between the stuff with Mark and the stuff with Mystico, I just think he's gonna have too much going on to screw him over and not get the win as a result. Personally, I think also with both of these matches coming up, you need to be careful with who you give the win to, because depending on the match placements on the card, especially the men's, well, especially more the women's, because the men's is clearly going to be before their world title match. You don't want to pick a winner that's going to almost kind of flag and give away. Like, at least last year when Christian won, it was like, okay, Christian could go after Swerve. He could go after Danielson. Like, it was someone that made sense for the both of them. This year, it's a way more defined face and heel kind of thing, where you need almost to go with someone that's not going to tip your hand for the end of the show. So I am leaning towards it being somebody we have not seen yet in the lineup. So for the sake of just putting a name down for right now, I'm going to go with Adam Copeland.
Ooh, interesting.
I don't think Darby returns in
not
the
for the gauntlet
here.
match. I'd be so mad.
A lot of people do, and I don't think so.
I think that'd be a waste of a return for the gauntlet match.
Yeah, and expectations are sky high for everybody in general. That this person's coming, this person's coming, I don't think everyone in the deck is coming. You know what I mean? Like, only some are going to show up.
I agree.
But we'll get to that as we go throughout the night now. But that's
all right, what do you think about the women's gauntlet?
Women's is trickier because we only know Stat and Megan. I don't think either of them win.
No.
And again, you want to be careful with who wins because you don't want to give away. Like, my first thought was Mina, but then Mina and Tony again, Mercedes and Mina again. I think it's a waste of a win there.
I think it's going to be Thekla.
Thekla?
Mm-hmm. Spider Lady.
Yeah, Toxic Spider Thekla. Yeah, Tekla's kind of my second option, but I'm going to stick with my gut right now, and I'm going to stick with Alex Windsor.
Alex?
I just... My brain keeps telling me that, it's going to be her, like, debut.
How do you spell her last name? Is that how you spell it? Winsor?
There's a D in between N and S.
Windsor. Yep, there you go.
So, yeah, I think with Forbidden Door in London next month, she's from there. Debut match here, give her the win, let her face either Mercedes or Tony. It's a debut, so it's a wild card. She can face either person. So yeah, I mean, do I feel totally confident? No, I like Tekla as the winner, but Windsor just keeps kind of picking at my ear, in my brain. So
no, for sure.
I'll go with
these two matches are probably the hardest to predict because we don't know who's in them. So
yeah, and typically they do 13-ish people, 15-ish people, and then they kind of call it. So we don't know a lot of people, and they can go long, they can go short. Who knows how many more?
I'm waiting for the year. I'm waiting for the year where it's just 1 and 2. It's gonna be such an interesting year.
The problem is, I think if you're gonna do that, you can only really do that on TV without pissing everybody off. Because if you do it for pay-per-view, expectations are sky high now. It'd be great. I'd love it. But to do it...
I think it depends on the rest of the card. I think if it's a stacked card, then you could get away with a short casino gauntlet match.
It's a tricky thing to do.
Yeah.
But, okay.
All right,
so you were saying?
That was a fun thing. All right, moving on. Now we have a TNT title match. We have Adam Cole versus Kyle Fletcher.
Oh, man.
What?
This one's hard, man, because, I feel like everyone's just throwing Cole to the dogs with this. Everyone's so ready to crown Fletcher with this.
I know.
And they're just like, it should not go more than 4 minutes. I'm like, come on.
Well, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, people want Fletcher to have like a defining moment here and like wipe the floor with Cole, and this is not gonna happen in that sense. Um, I don't know. It almost feels too obvious where I think Cole's gonna hold on to it. What do you think?
I'm looking
Are you
at
ready
the
to crown
rest of the
Fletcher?
card is the problem, and I'm trying to figure out like how many faces, how many heels you're gonna have win titles. If I think Moxley's winning at the end, if I think maybe Omega and the tag team matches, you don't think he's gonna be the like I'm trying to go through all the rest of the matches, even though I'm still not certain about them. I'm like, where would Cole and Fletcher fall? My heart wants to go with Cole. My brain wants to go with Fletcher. Like, that's the problem.
Yeah, it's kind of where I'm at too.
So I'm gonna say Adam Cole, baby. Let's see if this man retains it.
Give me Fletcher for now. I'm gonna have to think about this, but
Can't spell
once
Fletcher.
once I see the full scope of my picks as well, I'll kind of feel better.
Yeah, I
but
think I'm gonna do that too. Like once I look over everything, I'm like, oh wait, if I picked them, then
right now I
let's
feel
see.
good about Fletcher getting this moment because he'll get a pop, but he's still a heel winning the belt technically. But yeah, we'll see.
So
Okay.
here we have I should have wrote it, a triple threat tag team titles match where we have the Hurt Syndicate versus Jet Speed versus the Patriarchy. Where is your brain telling you? What's your gut telling you? What's your
First
heart
off, that segment last night was amazing.
telling you? It was so good.
like so needed. Finally, they just got the shit kicked out of them and didn't get a licks back in. I'm glad even MVP got knocked out. Like needed so bad because every time they get like beat up or attacked, they always come out with the upper hand by the end of it. And
Yeah.
It's so annoying. So it's so refreshing to finally see that. But again, just like MJF, I feel like the patriarchy getting this win is so like the way to go that I don't know if they do it.
So,
So
do you think
yeah.
Jet Speed has any chance?
I mean, sure, they're the underdog. It'd be great. If either team wins the titles from the Hurt Syndicate, they're pinning the other team.
Of
The
course.
Hurt Syndicate's not going to take the pin here.
That's why this is a triple threat. And that's why I think it is a triple threat. I think we are going to have new champions.
I want to say yes. But you know what? Just to free myself, yes, patriarchy. Let's go.
Just to free myself.
Release me from this fucking cycle of Hurt Syndicate tag defenses. Yeah. I was gonna do it. I was gonna say Hurt Syndicate like prevails, but just give me what I want.
I got to go with my dad. I got to hope my dad wins. Patriarchy all the way. All right.
Okay.
Next up is a
Easy.
unification title match for the worst title I've seen in a long time.
Oh,
The
okay.
unified title.
This has been worse. It's not a bad looking.
I said it in a
title.
long time.
Okay, how long's a long time?
Probably since I saw the women's title when they first debuted. The title doesn't look good. I don't care what you say.
Okay.
It's a bad looking design. It looks like you're trying to make it for a small. It just doesn't look like a good title. You didn't even like it when what are we talking about? You didn't even like it when it first debuted.
I didn't like the size of it, and I didn't like the concept of it. Everything else, like in terms of design, looks okay. It's not an ugly belt. It's just a tiny belt.
Nah.
That's all. Compared to the other two, that's what it is. The top two are like filet, showing me like
Ground
freaking
beef,
like Denny's, whatever. Okay.
hamburger
Yeah,
helper.
I said it last week. This is a layup. Kenny Omega has to win this match. This is the one match where I think if Omega like if it goes the other way, I'm going to be legit angry. when it
Yeah,
goes down.
the more I thought about it, even after seeing like more Collision and Dynamite and stuff, it doesn't make sense. If Kenny
It's on. it's his moment.
What's the point? What was the point of all of this? What's like
Mm-hmm.
you ignored the EVPs, you ignored everything with the Death Riders. Like the whole point is for Kenny Okada to have this big blow off, so Kenny walks away with it. It has to be Kenny. I agree with you 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny's in a
All
hold
right.
supposedly 3 belts. I don't know how that's going to work with the belts.
Well, we'll get into that next week.
Yeah, once we see how he comes out with it on Dynamite, then we can actually talk about it.
Not worth it at the moment. All right, time for the big 3.
Big 3.
You can argue
excited.
the big whole pay-per view is big, but these are like the.
I was gonna say the Omega match is a big match to me. Even Cole versus Fletcher, it's not like a big 3 main event match, but it's going to be an important match for both of them.
Yeah, I just mean more like the implications. I think these 3 matches, have the big. I mean, obviously Omega Okada does, but maybe I'm just so like my brain's so like Omega's winning that I don't really give it much stakes.
No, I agree with you 100%. No,
Absolutely
these are the
in
big
my
3
head.
where like I'm like if they make the wrong decision, they can possibly ruin a lot of storytelling for the next few months. So like, I'm with you there. So first up, we have title shots versus EVP positions. For any of you who haven't really been keeping up with it, Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland are teaming up to face the Young Bucks. In order to get this match agreed upon, the stipulations are that they will put up a world title shot. They can't challenge for the world title for 1 calendar year, or the Young Bucks had to give up their EVP positions, not to Strickland and Ospreay, just give them up in general. So huge match with very big stipulations, and I want to go with Strickland and Ospreay. My problem is, what do you do with the Bucks if they're not EVPs? Because they just came back from a long break. So I know we talked about it a few weeks ago. They can't go on another long break. They just came back from that. So then what do they do? Where do they go?
Yeah, it's an excellent question, Danny. And it's one that I would assume Tony Khan has planned out, depending on which way this match goes.
Yeah, I want to know what you think the plan is.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Hell?
Is that it? So I'm going to go with the Young Bucks. I think Swerve and Ospreay are going to lose their title shots for a year. And I think it's going to cause easy dissension between Swerve and Will. There's your story for the fall. You can even put them in the Continental Classic. You can have them go for the unified title for a while. There's things you can do with them to keep them busy as a result of this, the remnants. And the Young Bucks keep their power because there's really, like you said, there's nowhere significant I can see that they'd go with for them. Because they're not going to lose and turn babyface or whatever because they lost their power. And again, I don't think they're going to go away or anything. So
Exactly.
And this could end up being a spot where we see a certain scapegoat make his return. So yeah, I feel
was thinking about that too. And also having Strickland and Ospreay lose. Let's say that Darby doesn't come back this weekend because it's not a guarantee. But having those 2 lose really makes it feel like Moxley's gonna, if he retains, is gonna be world champion for a long time, because now you got rid of 2 more challengers that can't challenge you for another year. You just disposed of Hangman. You've already disposed of Copeland. You've already disposed of a couple other guys. So like, it makes that death grip on the world title seem a little more meaningful if you have 2 of the biggest stars in the company not challenging for that title for a year. So I agree. I think the Young Bucks win it for all those reasons that you mentioned and I just mentioned. Any last thoughts on that match?
No, I'm pretty set.
Next match, maybe the match I'm personally looking forward to the most on this entire card. The women's title match between Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné. Arguably 2 of our, I don't think for you it's an argument, for me it's an argument, 2 of my top favorite women's of all time. We've talked about it. I think it has to be Mercedes here. The way they've built her up with the titles, Tony Storm's already had a lot of moment in the sunlight this past year with the Mariah May stuff and everything else going on. I think this is Mercedes' moment to just crown herself as the champion of champions and really like reign as CEO for a while.
Yeah, this one's tough because I'm getting ahead of myself in both scenarios where I'm like, where do you go with both of them after this match, no matter what? Because essentially, no matter what, something has to give with both of them.
Mm-hmm.
They've both been in this position as champion in one way or another for such a long time that even when Tony lost the belt last time, she was gone for months and then came back and got right back into the picture. So, like, a world where Tony's not the champion anymore, or a world where Mercedes is even more of the champion, it's hard. But I do think to go all this way and not have Mercedes get the final belt to complete the whole picture of it, I think, yeah. So I'm going with Mercedes as well. Um, I really hope that whatever's next for both of them can capitalize on what this match is and has been, because they deserve it. And don't just throw them back into like random monthly good title defenses. Let's give them both something to do.
So what's funny
Yeah.
is, unlike some of the, like, especially the last match where we were saying, like, if the Young Bucks lose, where do they go? I think in this scenario, if either one, like, win or lose, both of them have a storyline going forward. Obviously, if either one of them win the world title, that's an easy storyline going forward, moving on. But if they both lose, Mercedes, for instance, she still has all the belts she has to defend. She, depending on how the loss is, she can go about it and be like, it was a false loss, I'll be back in the title picture. But that can also start like a descent of her like losing everything and really like driving crazy until she gets that belt. Or if Tony loses, Tony with the whole personality and character that she's playing right now, she can easily go feud with another woman, try to be the lead star, do the backup role, whatever. She could be a coach, a director. She could be so many things with this timeless persona that she's doing, that not having the belt isn't going to mean that like she can't be on TV. So I'm confident either way, that they're not going to be just like lost in the background, no matter who wins, who loses. But I think it has to be Monet.
Yeah, they're both undeniable talents. That's the
Yeah.
thing. So I'm way more interested in what comes next, that I need to be able to remember to enjoy this match for what it is right now. So we'll see.
Is this match of the night?
Probably not, but it depends how much time it's given and where it
Okay.
is on the card. But I'm gonna say probably not.
All right. Of all these matches so far, have we done match of the night, or you think it's the next one?
I honestly don't know. I really don't.
Just curious, yeah.
Anything here can steal the show. I really
No,
have
I totally agree. I mean, the obvious front runners are Okada Omega and Mercedes Tony in this last match, but hoping Kai Mercedes Tony. TK introducing a women's tag could give Tony and Mina something to do if Tony loses also. So there you go.
Very
there.
true. Very true.
And last but not least, we have a Texas death match for the AEW World Title. Jon Moxley defending against Hangman Adam Page. What I mean,
Moment of truth.
there's going to be so much outside interference. It's very obvious right now, just between the immediate groups you have. Forget whoever's potentially returning. Just between the Ops, the rest of the Death Riders, possibly the Young Bucks, especially after this past Wednesday, and possibly Swerve and Ospreay. Even if they win or lose, they might still get involved in the main event. So already we potentially have like 8 to 10 guys getting mixed into this Texas death match without anyone returning. I don't know how you feel about that. I'm not too crazy about that personally, but we've also talked about it a little bit.
I'm gonna be honest.
I love it.
I'm doing my best. I'm staying optimistic with this, and I am purposefully not like fantasy booking this in my head. I'm not thinking of scenarios. I'm having the optimistic faith that this is not going to get as crazy as we all think it is. I feel like Tony knows what people are expecting. He'll give something for dramatics and people running around and this and that. I don't think it's turning into a WrestleMania 40 entrance palooza kind of thing. I don't think it's going to be that bad. I could be wrong, sure, but just for the sake of all the build that they've been doing and where this is going, I don't think they're going to go that nuts with it. Um, yeah, I don't, and I can't. I refuse to be like, oh, it's going to be Eddie, and then this and that. It's exhausting to think about it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Oh God.
So I think the match is going to deliver. I think it's going to be great. I will say, the only things I will say, I don't think you should do Sting at all on this show.
No.
If you're gonna do him, have him come out to during between a match and just be like, yay. You don't do Sting, personally. Darby, I don't know if you do Darby. I think you may just do like the segment, like they may just air the Everest segment thing to reveal him.
That's what I was thinking. Not for Darby to physically be there, but for something to happen. What I'm imagining is something's going to happen with the briefcase where it's finally going to open. And like you said, the title won't be there and everyone's going to be confused. And then that's when they air the Darby video. That's what I think would be the best.
I mean, you could do lights out, show that lights back on. He's in the ring with the belt. Sure. And the only other person I think you do is if you're doing surprises, you do Darby and you do Danielson. That is it.
That's what Kevin Lash just said too in the chat, Danielson.
Yeah, that's it. You don't do any others. And I would be more confident on Danielson. Well, I'd probably be less confident on Danielson if they didn't have him come out in freaking Mexico and Washington 2-3 weeks ago.
I know.
Like, how do you have him come out of those shows and not appear here in some way? So I think he shows up at All In, and probably gets physical.
Agreed.
All that being said, I am sticking to my guns. Jon Moxley retains in Texas Deathmatch and All In to remain world champion.
I 100% agree. I don't. Adam Page is just not the one. We already talked about it. His redemption story can be told without it. So
now, don't get me wrong.
I think it's an obvious pick too.
They've done enough to earn it. Where if he did win it, I'd be like, okay, fine. But I think it's a little bit of a cop-out. I think he shouldn't get this moment this quick. And it's not about Darby. I'm really thinking about Paige. Like, Paige has just started this kind of redemption, and people think he's already been redeemed because they love him. But, like, that look that he gave Swerve and Ospreay afterwards, like, you know, how they're so cool together. Like, there's resentment there.
Mm-hmm.
And to have that resentment now and him win the belt, and then they can't fight each other for a year... dangling the belt in front of Swerve, that's a great angle to it. But I think there's way more of an angle, you kind of touched on it earlier, where things get so dire, where now it's like, oh my God, Swerve can't challenge, Will can't challenge, Paige just lost. Who's
Danielson's
left?
out. Cope is out.
And then that's the return of Darby.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the way. Would I be annoyed with Paige? A little.
I would.
But I wouldn't hate it, but I'd be annoyed.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate it, but it wouldn't. Yeah, exactly. Why am I changing the words? I would be annoyed also. 100%.
Yeah, no, that's all. Everything doesn't have to be like love or hate. It's just like, I get it. Like, they've done more than enough to earn the win on Saturday if they do it.
Yeah.
They've done a lot. It's just, I don't think it's the best way to pay this all off after all this time. Yeah.
Agreed. All right.
This is on fire too, man.
And before we end the night, so we finished all our predictions.
Mm-hmm.
Before we end the night,
speed round, lightning round.
I thought we should quickly look back at our fantasy card that we predicted for All In to see how much we got right and how much we got wrong.
To
So
be fair, the card's not fully done yet, so we could still get some right.
yeah, but we're not going to be seeing that after today. It's very
Wow,
zoomed
we
in.
got
Give me a second.
wow, we got those first 4 right. We're so good. Look at us.
How did we know?
Wow.
Hold on, guys. I gotta do some editing on the fly. I apologize. There we go. Whoop.
All right. Well, clearly, them doing the men's and women's casino gauntlets threw a big wrench in our card. We went.
Hey,
we went
I
the route of
predicted
just
that.
one.
No, but I'm kidding. No, that is true. That did throw a big wrench in our card.
Yep.
I don't think the random lucha multi-man is gonna happen anymore.
I think it's going to happen. We don't
You
even.
still
have
think it's gonna happen?
Yes, we don't even have a 0 hour yet.
That's fair. You know what? That's fair.
They're gonna do something.
So first 4, I mean, duh, nothing there. The Cole hologram Sammy Garcia Fletcher Bowens match. I mean, we almost got it, and then they just went one on one, and they threw everyone else in the battle royal. It seems like. Oh, that's right. Anthony Bowens is also in there. I don't know why they didn't put him on that list. Anthony Bowens is technically also officially in the gauntlet match.
Is he though?
He said so on. He said so when him and Billy were arguing. He's like, I already missed my opportunity at being number 2, but I need to win that match at All In. Blah 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 blah.
Well, yeah. Maybe they'll probably show it tonight on Collision in some way.
Yeah,
They'll
we'll
probably
see.
be on.
Women's Casino Gauntlet we got right. That's nice. MJF versus Jay White. Wrong. MJF is in the Casino Men's Battle Royal. Casino Gauntlet match. I keep saying Battle Royal.
For the record, I remember this whole top right. We did not feel good about.
Not at all.
We were expecting a lot to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hertznikin versus Hounds of Hell. Bleh. Not happening, obviously. FTR versus Copeland and Darby. That was, we even said then that it was going to be more of a wish than
I didn't think this was happening. I think this was more you, but
Copeland and Darby. No, I didn't think this was happening.
I didn't.
We're gonna look back at that video. I definitely didn't think Copeland and Darby would be coming back for a match. Willow, Briscoe, and Ishii versus the Death Riders, not happening. Nick Wayne versus Christian, not happening. And Ops Hook and Jet Speed versus Ricochet and Callis Family, not happening. So most of our card not happening.
You know what's funny? I guarantee you, if we knew like men's and women's casino gauntlets were happening going into this, we probably would have done a better job. But I think that threw us off a ton. But either way, all right, we got 5 minutes left. Let's do some lightning round thoughts on Super Card of Honor and Saturday night's main event. Really quick, Ring of Honor, Super Card of Honors tomorrow night. We have Bandito defending the belt against Konosuke Takeshita. Takeshita's probably going to win that. Athena defending her against Thunder Rosa. I would love for Thunder Rosa to win, but a lot of people have Athena winning the Women's Casino Gauntlet, by the way. We didn't talk about that, but a lot of people think Athena. And honestly, if Athena loses to Thunder Rosa, I might change my pick.
That's a good pick.
That remains to be seen.
Yeah.
Tag team titles, Dustin and Sammy versus the Infantry. Dustin and Sammy are probably going to retain. By the way, Dustin just re-signed a 6-year deal with AEW, so he's not going anywhere.
6 years is so much. He's not wrestling for 6 more years.
From there, shame to hear this. Red Velvet injured. Has to take some time off. Apparently, they're not stripping her of the belt, though. They're having a match at the pay-per-view to crown an interim women's TV champion. They haven't done this in a while, the interim champion. I don't know how hurt she is or how long she's out for, but yeah, it's a one-on-one. Nobody announced yet. Honestly, I mean, they're probably going to announce a bunch of stuff tonight or tomorrow because now the last TV show's over. But very weak card. Like, besides like the top 2 matches, Athena and Bandito's matches, like I don't get why they thought this would get tickets and get people to go. They got to do a better job.
Yeah, it doesn't sound interesting or really entertaining at all. I'm not too hyped for it.
It'll probably deliver. I mean, it's only 6 matches announced. They're going to add a lot more to this. It'll probably round out and be a great show, but like build it better. That's all.
I agree.
And lastly, Saturday night's main event is on Saturday night. After All In, we have Solo Sikoa defending the belt against Jimmy Uso for the U.S. title. Randy Orton versus
so
Drew
ridiculous. I don't even understand why.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre, who's back now. I thought he needed more time off, but hopefully he's not rushed back. He's healthy.
No,
but
he
Randy
looked good on SmackDown. It was a nice surprise to see him back.
Did he wrestle, though, or just, like, talk?
He just talked. It was him coming out and pretty much being like, listen, Like, you're not the Viper anymore. Like, you could have taken him out and you chose not to. Then you lost and all this stuff. So he's gonna be the catalyst for Randy Orton's heel turn, which is fine by me. But he looked physically good. We'll see injury wise. I don't know.
That's all. As long as he wasn't rushed back, I'd like to think he's okay. But I thought it was a neck thing. It's pretty serious, but whatever.
That does sound.
LA Knight versus Seth Rollins 1-on-1. Okay, cool. I guess that should be fun.
Well, that's one of his rivalries going on right now.
And then the main event, we have Walter defending the championship against Goldberg, and what should be his retirement match. I'm going to go on a limb and say something here. If Walter loses the title to Goldberg at Saturday night's main event, I am stripping him of his Walter namesake, and I will refer to him by Gunther from here on out. Because that is the new lowest of low. I've given him enough of a leash with Jey Uso, but if he won the belt back just to lose it to Goldberg, and then Goldberg retires and relinquishes the belt, Walter's dead. Walter's no longer Walter.
Threw the weakest clothesline at Goldberg because you could tell Goldberg he had to slow it down for him on this past Raw. It was hilarious.
That's all I got.
I am nervous that he's going to lose because on the segment we didn't get to see the Goldberg spear. We didn't get to see anything like that. So I don't know if they're saving that for Saturday.
Goldberg going to hit a spear right away, and Walter's going to roll out of the ring.
They also said at one point on they were running an ad and they were like, in what could be Goldberg's last match. I'm like, oh, now it's could be because before is definitely, and now you're saying could be. I don't like that shit. That's it. Like he said, no matter what. So we'll see.
Yep. All right, that's it, folks. Collision is about to start. Thank you for joining us here tonight.
Yes.
A lot of predictions, a lot of wrestling going on this weekend. We didn't even talk about NXT, but fuck them. They're starting their show at 2:30 just to get everybody to watch them before All In. Very scummy. Very petty, but whatever. Let's watch the good, enjoy the good, and hopefully when you see us here next Thursday, we have a lot of good to talk about.
Yes.
Not a lot of bad.
I agree. Have a great night, everybody.
Good night.
See you Tuesday.
Be good.